Tennessee's Wild Side, broadcast for nearly 2 decades, was originally created through a vision of the Jackson Foundation. The foundation remains a supportive partner in the mission to educate viewers about wildlife, natural resources, and opportunities for outdoor adventure.
It is often said in this world that there is no place like home. For some, that may be a vision of concrete and glass. But for others, it may be something you would see, well, somewhere in the neighborhood of 170 years ago.
Homeplace 1850s Working Farm is a historical site that was created to educate visitors on rural Western Tennessee life in the mid-1850s. So all the buildings are original. They were moved to create this site. When you first pull up into the parking lot and you look at the building, you have no idea what's back there. And I think that's good because it's that wonder. So you come out the double doors of the back and it's like stepping back in time because you have the split rail fence, you have the birds singing, you have the fields, you have very little outside noise. We work the farm as closely as we can as to how the people that lived here would have worked it. So we're working all the time. When visitors come out, we are just going about our daily activities to keep the farm in shape and take care of the animals.
They stop and it's like, oh, let's go check out, the home place, and they get out here and, a lot of folks want to bring their families out just to kind of reminisce. They want to show their families how they lived, how they had grown up, especially a lot of the grandparents do. And, we get millions of visitors every year out here to Land Between the Lakes. So, folks from all over the world come out here. It's amazing.
They did such magnificent things to where you look at today and we complain, or, all the tools that are used, but yet you have this craftsmanship like this, that there's no tools. It was their mind. It was the creators that God gave us a talent to do that we've lost over time and we've lost in today's society. I can go to the grocery store, but we take it for granted. And I think that's the enjoyable part of visiting it, how sharply minded this generation was and the things that they come up and created. And it's awesome.
It's a relatively small space. I believe it's about 5 acres that you can walk, although the actual property is quite significantly larger because we have fields. But you could do the farm in about an hour, 2 hours, depending on how interested you are and if you want to lend a hand or take part in an activity.
So out here on the farm, we always enjoy being able to get people hands-on experiences. We like to get the children out here if they're old enough to be able to get out there on the plow, something that they may never get to do again in their life. Be able to work with a team of mules.
They can work exactly opposite of what you think they should. You learn that pushing right makes you go left and pushing left makes you go right. And everything you do out here, a lot of it's just hands-on experience. You get behind the plow, you jump in there and you start doing it. The first couple of rows will look terrible. And then as you get further along, you learn the little ins and outs of it and get better at it. Everything is all about on-the-job experience.
Right. We just helped plow with the mules. It was really cool. It was kind of weird how you did it, but it was really interesting how it works. Oh, I really like it here. I really like how everything's it's kind of like how they used to do it in time. And it's just really interesting how people took their time and they did this all day, and it's just something part of their lifestyle routine.
I do it because it's a great experience. It's fun. It definitely teaches you about how they did farming back in the 1800s and what little resources and tools they had to work with. My favorite part about when people come out there and plow is the amount of excitement that they have. At first, with some of them, it's almost a little bit of fear. People are sometimes really hesitant to say yes when you ask them if they want to try it. And then they might see somebody else do it, and then they'll finally say, like this last gentleman that just went, his son did it first after his dad said no, and then his son did it, and then I asked him again, and, are you sure you don't want to do it? And then he went ahead and did it. So just the amount of maybe discomfort that folks have, but then they do it, and they feel like a sense of pride of accomplishment,
I think it's a connection. We get a lot of volunteers that come out here that they have a connection to Lane Between the Lakes. They have a connection to farming. They may have just a love to be outside, or they love to spin. They love to do, handwork with the wood and the tools. They enjoy working with farm animals. And so it's just a way for them to get out and still enjoy those experiences maybe that they had as a kid, and give back to just a beautiful place that, it's their public land. They want to come out and enjoy it, and this is just one way that they can enjoy it.
When I retired, I just wanted something where you'd be outside, and I grew up in Middle Tennessee, and I thought this is the perfect place to come back to a place that looks a lot like where I grew up.
When I first came here, I didn't know any of the folk crafts, and wasn't sure if I would be able to, pick them up. But I think when I finally got to be able to spin and produce some baskets, it was very rewarding. And then to see the enjoyment on visitors' faces, to be able to actually show that to them and interpret, that was very rewarding.
There's so many things, I think it's just the overall experience. Every time you come out here, it's a new day, there's something new, it's constantly changing. You could be doing a different chore every day. Things constantly have to be being done. Farms are a very living experience.
We love it. So if nobody's here, we're still working in the garden, we're still spinning, we're grooming the animals. We would love you to stay as long as you can. This whole area is so rich in history that it's overwhelming, really. You just kind of feel that you've stepped back in time.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you are inspired to appreciate and protect our natural resources. And if you have to choose sides, always choose the wild side.
Tennessee's Wild Side has been a presentation of the Jackson Foundation in association with Rockwater TV.